Twilight yawns and sits up in her bed. She looks out the window and sees the sun rising. OMG! It's April Fool's Day! She runs down the stairs yelling, Spike! Wake up! It's April Fool's Day! Spike walks down the stairs hanging his head. Twilight, couldn't you have let me sleep in this morning? Twilight laughs. Suddenly, Spike finds himself floating in midair. Twilight, put me down! Twilight giggles and sets him down. Spike, this is my favorite day of the year! I can't wait to break my friends! Spike groans and Twilight hurries out the door. Meanwhile, at Sugar Cube Corner, Pinkie Pie is making April Fool's Day cupcakes. Little does she know that Twilight just replaced the batter with something disgusting. La la la, cupcakes! Pinkie picks up the cupcakes and sets them in the oven. Outside, Twilight giggles. Pinkie Pie is going to be in for a big surprise when those cupcakes are done baking, she thinks to herself. She flies into the sky to Cloudsdale, the home of Rainbow Dash. And there! Finally! I have finished organizing my collection of Daring Do books! Exclaims Rainbow Dash as she sets the latest book on a shelf. Twilight hovers outside looking through the window. When a Rainbow turns around, Twilight levitates the book and brings it outside. She places a spell on the book so that it has no words in it and places it back on the shelf. Then, she flies away to Sweet Apple Acres. Applejack is out in the orchard bucking apples. The apples fall neatly into the baskets and AJ places them in her cart. Twilight lands on top of the tree and peers down to look at AJ. When AJ turns around, Twilight levitates all of the apples and places them on the other side of the orchard. AJ turns back around. Hey! Where'd all my apples go? AJ walks inside the barn. Twilight giggles and places a spell in the orchard. All the apples turn blue. Then she gallops over to Rarity's shop. Oh my! Isn't this fabric beautiful, Opal? I created this from scratch myself! It is a one of a kind! I'm going to get some breakfast. I have some of your favorite food, Opal! Rarity and Opal walk down the stairs. Twilight flies into Rarity's house through the open window and looks thoughtfully at the dresses that Rarity made. Then she places a spell on the outfits so that they look horrid. Then she flies off giggling to Fluttershy's house. Angel, eat your carrots. If you don't, you won't grow big and strong. Fluttershy pushes the carrots towards Angel, but gets kicked in the face. Angel hops off. I really don't know if I should pull a prank on sweet little Fluttershy. She decides against it and flies off. Pinkie Pie takes the cupcakes out of the oven and sets them on a table. They smell so good! And a kumquat to go on top. And done! La 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 la. Pinkie takes the cupcakes out into the main store. She sets them on the table. Who wants April Fool's cupcakes? Everyone in the store lines up. The pony in the front of the counter whispers to Pinkie.
It's not April Fool's Day. You know that.
Pinkie nods and says, Of course I know, silly! This is my before April Fool's Day prank! Saying it's April Fool's Day! The pony takes the cupcake and stuffs it in his face. Suddenly, he turns green. Is something wrong? Asks Pinky. The pony nods and pukes all over the floor. He regains his composure and walks out the door. Twilight, says Pinky. Rainbow Dash jumps onto her bed and pulls the latest book of Daring Do off the shelf. I finally found some time to sit down and read. Now to enjoy a nice new book. She sighs and opens the book. She shakes her head and rubs her eyes. Hey! There's no words in this book! Is this some sort of Twilight. AJ walks out of the barn and looks out at the orchard. What the heck is going on here? Why are my apples blue? What? Twilight. That was a good breakfast, don't you think, Opal? Asked Rarity. She opens the door to her room and steps into the room. Her jaw drops as she sees her dresses. Twilight! All of the ponies walk over to Twilight's library. Pinky knocks on the door. Come in, calls Twilight Sparkle. All of the ponies walk in. Except for Fluttershy, of course, as she is not here. Hello, Twilight! Exclaims Pinky. She bounces up and down. Hello, Pinky, replies Twilight. AJ pulls Pinky to the side and whispers, Don't forget what we're here for. Get it together. Okie dokie, replies Pinky. AJ sighs and turns to Twilight. Twilight? What did you do to my cupcakes? Asks Pinky. Twilight looks at her and replies, What cupcakes, Pinky? Did you make cupcakes today? Make sure to bring me one. You make the best cupcakes in all Equestria. Pinky narrows her eyes. You know exactly what I mean, Twilight. You put something in my cupcakes. Don't lie to me. Twilight blushes and says, Okay, fine. I switched out your cupcake batter with something else. Pinky smiles and said, Thanks for telling the truth. She jumps up and down. Twilight rolls her eyes. And Twilight, you see this book here? It's the latest copy of Daring Do. And guess what I found in the book? Says Rainbow. Twilight asks, What? A letter from Daring Do to join you on another adventure? Rainbow rolls her eyes and replies, Of course not. There are no words in this book at all. It seems like the working of unicorn magic. Twilight hangs her head and says, Okay, fine. I put a spell on your book to remove all of the words. Here, I'll fix it. Twilight undoes the spell. Rainbow flips through the book and nods her head. Twilight, what about these dresses? Don't they look a little amateur to have been done by me? Says Rarity. Twilight takes a step back, nervously smiling. It's another spell. Let me fix those for you. Rarity watches the dresses return to normal. Thank you, Twilight. Please do not do that again. I nearly fainted when I saw those dresses, and I rarely ever faint. Every pony looks at Rarity. What? And Twa, what about my apples? Have you ever seen blue apples before? I don't think so. I never saw a blue apple till this very day. Can you fix those for me? Says AJ. Twilight fixes the apples. Now, Twilight, why did you prank us? Asks Rainbow Dash. Twilight looks at Rainbow quizzically and says, They were just some little April Fool's Day jokes. Nobody gets mad when pranked on this day. Do they not celebrate April Fool's Day in Ponyville? Twilight, April Fool's Day is tomorrow. Oh.
Well, considering I'm posting this closer to midnight, I'd say April Fool's Day is today. So hey, maybe Twilight can redo these pranks all over again. But seeing as she prematurely celebrated with this, she's gonna have to be a little more creative. And if nothing else, her friends are definitely going to get her back. Happy April Fool's Day, everybody!
Support me on Patreon. Subscribe and make sure to ring that notification bell to know when I post new content. And please, feel free to join the Lotus Garden. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more. Good night, everybody.